welcome back to another one of our loyal lookbook videos. Today we are going to be doing a super cute but very simple look for both Karina and Antonina on how to look sun-kissed even though you might not have as much exposure to the sun. So we're going to be covering things like concealer, bronzer, blush, all of those fun things that will help you look more sun-kissed, especially which is perfect for summer. First step is, of course, concealer, but Antonina already has some concealer on. So obviously, just a reminder, we always want to put our concealer in the under eyes, a little bit over here, a little bit on the bridge of the nose, and a little bit on the chin. So those are some key highlight points. Next, we have bronzer, and we're using the Hoola Benefit bronzer, which is super good for a sun-kissed look because you don't want to use contour. You often want to use bronzer because that will give your skin more of like a goldy orangey tone. So we're gonna use it in contour, just as the same as contour, and apply it with a fluffy brush, a little bit of a smaller fluffy brush on the cheeks and over here on this side. And this will just generally give a contour more like shapen look, but with just a little bit more of a bronzed effect instead of that ashy color that you might use for contour. And we'll go up in the temple area, a little bit under the jawline as well, and then a little bit on the nose, which I will show in just one second. So we've gotten so far on the temples, on the jawline, and on the cheekbones. And then let's just put a little bit on the nose just to contour the nose as well. And then we will move on to our next step. Next up, we're going to be using a beautiful coral color from MAC Cosmetics. We're going to be using this gorgeous color in Groovy, and we're going to be applying it. It's very nice, bright, like orangey kind of color.
I do already have some blush on, so we're just like...
So we're just going to go over it because when you get sun-kissed and you have, you've been in the sun a lot, your cheeks will get really red, especially on your nose and on your cheeks. So you can continue it all the way to give that more sun-kissed effect, more like a blush, a continuous blush along your face. And for the final thing, you're going to be applying just a little bit of lip balm because yes, because it's always important to add lip balm to moisturize your lips when you are out in the sun or in the cold. So,
not cold. We're not doing cold.
I know, but for cold, all times of the year, use lip balm. Here's the final look for Antonina. So for Karina, we're going to be starting off the same way as we did for Antonina. She already has some concealer on, and then next we're going to be applying just a little bit of bronzer to the same spots on her cheekbones, on her other cheekbone, and you can use a little bit of a bigger brush because you might want to get a little bit of that bronzer all over the face to really create that bronzed look. Next, you want to go underneath the jawline. And then you want to go in the temples as well. And then on the nose. So this part is going to look very similar to how we did Antonina's. Next up, we're going to be using the same coral blush color, and I'm just going to be applying it in the same way as Antonina. But the next steps are going to be a little bit different before we transition back into the lip balm step. Next up, we're going to be doing eyes. I'm going to be using this MAC little eyeshadow palette in the shade Finjan, and I'm just going to be using, it's like a light, almost like burgundy like kind of color. I'm just going to be using just a little bit all over her eye just to darken it just a little bit and also to create just a little bit of color on her eye. Now for the second last step in this process, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara.
It's really good.
In the dark brown shade because it's not as jarring and like as visible as the black shade, so it's just a little bit of a more subtle way to apply some mascara. And for the final step, we're going to be using lip balm, the same as...
No. Can't help but eating it.
Yum. Okay, let's move on to the final look. Here is the final look for Karina. So that was the end of this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we hope that this video helped you get a little bit of a sun-kissed look, even if you don't have that much exposure to the sun. And that's the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!